Hey, greetings, YouTubers. It's your main man, Black Lion here, and I did it today. I did it. I officially disenrolled my son from school. So he is 100%. He's a homeschool child now, and I gotta be honest with you. This is the most overwhelming undertaking that I've ever had in my entire life. Like having children is one thing, but like having them completely dependent upon you to teach them things is I don't know, it's just crazy, man. It's just massive, gargantuan, but and I won't lie, part of me is afraid. I'm afraid that I won't teach him the right thing, or I'm afraid that he won't be learning what they're teaching in school. I'm afraid that you know maybe I won't be a good or effective teacher, or I'm afraid that I won't be able to teach him properly. Like all of these things are running through my mind, but what I'm more afraid of is what they will teach him in school, and that's one of the things. That's one of the main reasons that I end up taking him out. Like they're not gonna teach him independence or to think critically. It's just they're just warehouses of groupthink. This is the this is the test. These are the answers. Memorize this so you can answer that. You know that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You know what I mean? I guess in some ways you can call me a student of Marcus Garvey. I believe that what's going to happen for black people must be done by black people, and I think that starts with educating our black children. We have to take it upon ourselves to educate our children ourselves. So I'm doing it, and like I said, it's scary, but we've all seen the statistics. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Michael Moore documentary. Where to invade next, but it was really, really eye opening. And I kind of he does this one section where he goes, he shows about like I think it was Finland is number one in as far as education, that their children are the most educated, and U.S. has been like in the low 20s for some time. I think we were 29 at the time that the documentary was done, and but we continue to do the same things. Like we see that our efforts aren't being there's no fruits to this labor. We keep doing the same things, and the results keep being the same down here. Meanwhile, Finland saw what they were doing, they switched things up, and their results went way up. So the kids only go to school like 3 to 4 hours a day. So that's, and part of that is lunch. Maybe an hour that is dedicated to lunch. So only about 3 hours of actual teaching. But and I think that, and that's one of the things I'm going to be doing with my children, my kids. It's just a couple hours a day that we're going to be learning stuff. But we'll be doing projects. And then one of the things I want to do more than anything, like I've been going over my different methods and creating my syllabus, and I'm doing things that are not on his level. Like we're already practicing for the SAT. I got a book, and I got with flashcards. So he's learning like SAT level words. We're going to be learning SAT level math. We're going to be learning things so he can pass the SAT. And not only that, I'm not going to only, teach him. I'm going to make him teach me. I'm going to give him a topic. I'm going to make him do the research. And now I want you to present it to me so I can understand it the way that you understand it. So there's so many things, I have planned for us. And then one of our big projects we're going to do is I'm going to get one of those DNA tester kits. It costs about $100, but I'm trying to decide between 23andMe and Ancestry DNA. I'm not sure which way I'll go yet, but I'm gonna do one, and wherever it says my people hail from, then we're gonna go visit that country. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have his mother do one as well, and we'll visit the countries that our people hail from. We'll learn about, study them, and then visit them. And I think I think that's so much more fulfilling and so much greater than sitting in a class for 8 hours, being drilled to memorize facts that you will never use again in life. I'm sorry, like I learned this for myself a couple years back. Like I learned more on watching YouTube, watching Richard Dawkins and Neil deGrasse Tyson and Dr. Cornel West and who else? Who else have I been watching? Bill Nye. Just there's so many educated people. Noam Chomsky. How can I forget Noam Chomsky? There's so much information out there that sending him to school every day it doesn't make sense to me for him to learn a bunch of stuff he's never going to use. I'm going to teach him practical skills, how to play stocks, how to open a business, how to do things, so he never has to depend on anyone in life to, hey, I need a job. Hey, no, he's gonna, hey, I can give you a job. Hey, I can, help you with this. I can help you with that. I just want him to be independent. I want her to be independent and self-starters. Critical thinkers, and just independent people. You know what I mean? People who can think and reason for themselves. And schools are, unfortunately, just not built for that. It's all about groupthink. We need to get you here. We need to sit you down. You have to be quiet. You have to memorize this stuff that I'm going to tell you, and then you have to be able to put it on the test. And I swear, like I was even talking to my his mom. Most of the things that I learned in school, you never use them again in life. Unfortunately, I remember one of my classmates, we were in like trigonometry class, and she was going over something. He was like, oh my God, when am I ever going to use this in life? When am I ever going to use this in life? And he was absolutely right. Unless you go into one of those specialized fields, you never use that stuff again. It's like, basically what you need to know is the reading, writing, and arithmetic. The 3 hours, just basic, you have to know how to read, you have to know how to write, and you have to know basic math, like addition, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. But I have never used sine, tangent, cosine, I've never used isosceles, I've never had to know, man, I need to get an isosceles triangle, or I need an equilateral triangle. You never use that stuff again in life. And I guess it's good to know we're going to learn about that stuff, but I'm not going to drill those things that he never needs into his head. I would like him to go into the engineering field, both of them actually. And I have a friend who is an engineer, and I've spoken to him, and he kind of briefed me on the type of things that they'll need to learn. So I'm going to cater my curriculum more to the things that I think will be good for him to have. And I'm going to try to have him have a college degree by the time he's out of high school, right? And then so he won't have this tremendous debt on his head when he gets out of school. That's one. And then two, I'm going to try to have him, once he like the skills I want to teach him, he should be able to take those anywhere and succeed. Like he should be able to, study for himself, and I'm going to teach him effective study methods and things like that he can actually. So, because a lot of people just waste their money on college in the first place. Like you've been taught groupthink all your life, and then you get out to college and they want to a degree some type of independent thought, but you've been, in that groupthink state of mind your whole life. So it's kind of difficult for you to have any type of independent thought in your mind. And I just want to stop that from happening with him. I want him to question everything. I want her to question everything. I want both of them to, I just want the best for them. And sending them to school, to me, is just not best for them, So, it's part of my decision, and it's a hard decision, and it's going to be the biggest undertaking of my entire life, just to have him with me, 24 hours a day, having her with me 24 hours a day, having them in these different countries and different places. But I think this is the type of childhood that a kid would dream of. You know what I mean? Just going to different places. Like, oh yeah, Dad, you remember we went on that safari in Africa? Yeah, do you remember when we saw those pygmies in Australia? Hey, yeah, you remember we went to Victoria Falls and saw where the earth just ends? So I think those experiences, I think it'll make him a better rounded person. And from my time with my different websites and this, that, and the other, like I've met some really cool people. So like I have a Spanish tutor for him. So I have Rosetta Stone. He can learn his Rosetta Stone. She can learn her Rosetta Stone. And then we haven't talked about the date yet. I think it's going to be every Wednesday. I'm going to take them over there and they can practice speaking Spanish fully in a Spanish-speaking house. So like, I just want what's best for them, and just sending them to schools. It's just not going to give them what they think, and not to mention that they're black kids and they got that whole school to prison pipeline. So if you see that this thing is continuing to happen, then why? Albert Einstein once said, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. And it's not the literal definition of insanity. That's not what insanity is literally defined as. But it is insane. We keep doing the same thing and expecting a different results. We as parents, black parents, have to we have to teach black children. This world wasn't meant for them. All right. This as it is America, it wasn't set out for them. This is it wasn't made with them in mind. But there are ways to beat the system, and there are ways to be successful within the system, and I'm going to show them those ways to be successful within this. Like the first thing is recognizing that it exists. All right, and once you recognize it exists, you can break it, you can beat it, but the first thing is recognizing its existence and seeing outside of it and being able to make choices and decisions based upon what will be best, and to move outside of the system and still be successful in a system that's not set up for for you to succeed in. So like I said, it's a humongous undertaking. If anybody has any advice or tips, or you've done something like this, I welcome them. Please leave them in the comment section, and I'll look them over. But this is something that I'm really passionate about. Like I said, black parents have to teach their black children. And I'm taking this responsibility on myself. And this is what I'm more passionate. This and traveling, my children and seeing the world are my the two biggest things that are important to me. Stamps on my, taking care of my family, stamps on my passport, in that order. So I think that's it. Like I said, I gotta go create a couple more tests, and I've ordered some reasoning books, some deductive reasoning books from Amazon. So, I want them to be able to reason. I want them to be able to see something coming. I want them to know what propaganda is. I want them to know when they're being lied to, when somebody's trying to manipulate them. I need them to be able to see and recognize those things and be able to turn that to their advantage, okay? You can play the fool for them, but all right, here's what you do to counter that. You know what I mean? Just real things that they'll need in life to succeed. So, and not to mention, with black children, they're taught they're slaves. That's one of the first things you're taught in elementary school, that our people were slaves. But they never teach them that they used to be kings. They never teach them that. And that's another thing, I'm gonna teach them now, son. We used to be kings and queens in the Kush Empire. They came to us to learn, Algebra is an Arabic word because, people used to come, well, I won't even get into that, but that's neither here nor there. But we gotta teach them that they were kings and queens. We gotta teach them that, they're more than just, you know, descendants of former slaves. The descendants of kings and queens. You know, our blood is royal blood. But anyway, please like, share, subscribe to this video. And like I said, if you have any comments or tips, please leave them below. And until next time, hear me roar. Peace.